They found 2 tumors. One was not cancerous, but is there anything else? Before I make a decision on a lumpectomy, which is removing the lump, I need to know if there is anywhere else there's anything. So I went back to my doctor and said, listen, I would like to biopsy the right breast as well. So they went in and did a biopsy. They did a total of 4 different biopsies, 2 in each breast, to be sure that everything was clear. At that point, I went for a second opinion from another doctor, and that doctor advised me to remove the left breast because it was a woman, and she said, you're young. When you're young, your hormones feed into the cancer cells, makes them grow rapidly. So her advice was, because you're young and the type of cancer that it was, I will tell you remove the breast, because the nature of that cancer is that it comes back. And when it comes back, if there's breast tissue, it's easy for it to come back. So reduce your chances of it coming back. And I'm 14 years in remission. So early detection is the key to survival with this disease. Again, 14 years, looking back at 14 years, it's truly the best thing that ever happened to me. And I say that to say that majority of the time as a human being, you start your journey. I had married, had children, had a successful career, and I'm at the peak of my career. So everything is happening just as I hoped it will. And by the time I realized, real life happened, where you do get sick sometimes, and you do have to regroup, figure out the pieces, and move on. For me, the fact that I woke up, in the year that I was diagnosed, I lost a few people who died to breast cancer. And prior to that, I lost people who died to breast cancer, whether they were clients, whether they were cousins, whether they were mothers, aunties. You know, there were people in your close network and close community that you see that happen to. So when it happened to you, again, you are, for me, from a very young girl, I've never felt I'm different from anybody. I've always felt equal to everybody. Black, white, blue, green, purple, it didn't matter. So thinking that way always made me feel that, wow, if I escaped, why didn't she escape? Why didn't she escape? What made me be able to escape? Because I don't think I'm any different from anyone. So it was never, why did this happen to me? It was, why not this happen to me? We live in a world where we pollute the world we live in. Our water is polluted, our soil is polluted, our air is polluted, the food we eat, all of the things we do is through human, not the devil, it's human beings. We do this to our earth. And so when now it comes back to us, we hope God will hold our hand and walk us through it. But sometimes I feel like we blame the devil too much. We need to take responsibility of some of that work. Oftentimes our culture can be very harsh. Our women can be very harsh. We are judgmental. We are not very kind. As women, we need to create a better support system and a non-judgmental support system. We need to know that if you are going through it, I can extend a hand and be a friend. You don't have to. If you're a survivor, you don't have to do what I do if you don't want to. But you can be a support to one person. And if it's within your family, remember to please stop telling all the scary stories. I had a young lady who was diagnosed, went home, and her auntie poured so much fear into her. She refused to get her surgery done to remove the breast. Those are the stories you need to keep to yourself. Already, this patient is going through a tough time. She doesn't need you to add to, a friend of mine did it and died, and this person did it and this happened. And no, if anything, advise her to listen to the doctor. I don't know a single doctor who doesn't want to